All right,
Already. We got
right.
Splazzy Face here. Are you doxxed? Are you doxxed?
I don't know. I mean, everybody knows. Yeah, my face should be
Right.
synonymous with Splazzy Face. I am Splazzy Face. I created it from
Right.
from the ground up. So yeah, I'll
Um,
say
are,
in a
so
sense.
what first of all, welcome in. Are you excited
Welcome,
about
welcome,
this?
welcome.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a
welcome.
great opportunity. I'm just happy to be here, honestly. It's a great opportunity, especially in this new up and coming space. I consider myself a pioneer in teaching people this like
Right.
technology right now. So it's definitely an honor to be here right now.
So I don't know if you're familiar, but also like being doxxed is also kind of exposing your actual like in real life name, and also kind of like what you do, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. But if you are not wanting to get doxxed, that's totally okay. I was just
No, no, no. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, like even, and I'll explain this a little later. It's like
right.
when I was making Splazzy Face, which I'll explain what Splazzy Face is and all that too. Also, I
Right.
I was before NFTs. It was before the
Right.
big boom of NFTs was really starting to roll out. I was already creating Splazzy Face, so it just kind of meshed together. But yes, my name is Juan Crespo. I am a STEAM director. So STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. I'm a STEAM coordinator at a Boys and Girls Club. So I want to teach kids future forward technology. All right.
That's amazing. It's so it's science, tech, art, and math,
So
correct?
science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I missed I missed one. Um, that's amazing. So tell us a little bit about how you started. And I know you said, Splazzy Face was kind of something you already had, but I think it's also amazing how you kind of like merged it and integrated it into your project. So tell us a little bit about how, it came about.
So I was really trying to find myself. This was like a little bit after like college. I was doing a bunch of different work, promotions and music. I was around graphic designers. We used to do album covers and things. And I just really was trying to create like a brand for myself. And a lot of people, a lot of my peers were creating clothing brands. And it kind of started to feel cliche. So I was trying to think of something that I can do that was innovative and cool that kind of everybody could mesh with.
Right.
So I created a logo. So this is, I don't know if you can see it well, but
Right there.
hold on, I
Uh,
disappeared too. So this
like
is
right in front of your face, possibly. Yeah.
okay.
Right there.
So this is my logo. Okay, disappearing.
Just like set it still for a little bit like that.
All right, so this is my logo. All right,
Right.
so this is the actually Splazzy face in
And
the
I see it on your background too, on your little yeah, that's
right.
neat.
So with the Splazzy face, the objective is for like every and anybody to draw around that logo and create anything from your imagination. So with me, I create characters, cartoons, and characters. And like you said, in my background here, these are my three main characters from the comic book that I'm creating. All right,
Right.
so let me kind of go back a little bit with the whole brand
Uh-oh,
split.
you froze.
Did I
You,
freeze? Can you hear me
okay, you're
still?
back.
Okay,
You're back.
sorry about
So you're gonna go back a little bit and tell us about that.
yes, yeah. So what I was saying was like with the brand, like I really wanted something that was kind of very inclusive to everybody, and I wanted everybody to participate with me. So like these pieces of paper that I have here, these are real cardstock thick paper. I bring these everywhere with me. They have a QR code here on the bottom that goes right to my website. So if you draw around my logo, you have a chance for your drawing to be created into a Splazzy Face graphic that will neither be featured in the future of my comic books or in the future
Mhm.
of my video games. So that's was really the basis of what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a face that was everybody knew that they could be a part of, create characters, and make a community that everybody could kind of have their leg in.
Mhm.
So I know I'm going to kind of ramble
That's
on.
amazing. I like that idea. I like it.
Thank you, thank you. So with that idea, it kind of started to snowfall and evolve. So I would originally just do Splazzy Face drawings. I would draw all day, different characters, different animals or vehicles or anything that I could think of. I would make whole backgrounds with this logo. But then I took these characters that I drew and turned them into these actual graphics that you would see here. And then from there, they just kind of evolved. I drew in bodies, I drew in, details, gave them a personality. And then I started to like write a personality for each of the characters and started to say, all right, well, I'm definitely very influenced by anime and manga, like myself. So let me get into my bag in that sense, in that sense
Right.
also. So I really was kind of like searching for, and this is before, like I was telling you, this is before NFTs, this was really
Mhm.
before the concept. And something that I really haven't spoken to, but I feel that actually like the whole NFT rise was actually more of an obstacle for me with my brand than not to say no, it was a great benefit, but there was definitely an obstacle there because I've been doing this. I've been drawing cartoons. I've been drawing one every day, and then now Joe Schmo comes out with a collection of characters, and there's 10,000 of them, and
Right.
it's very distracting to my brand when people can't focus and see what's past the first layer because everybody now is looking at collections and artwork or even NFTs in that light that is a 10,000 collection, and where's the value, what's the utility when really I'm trying to create community. um
Right.
so yeah, when I had the idea with these characters, I was really searching for, something else, some notoriety to get people to be involved, hands-on. Like I said, my biggest point was I wanted everyone to be involved. I always want everyone to be involved. Um, and like I was telling you, everybody was kind of making clothing. So I said, what can I do that could be different? That would be different, everybody could have. And then I thought, you know what? Everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone. I want to make a video game, a mobile video game. So that's when I kind of just started to dabble into CAD, which is computer aided design, tinker, and I started tinkering like Tinkercad. So now I started to make 3D models. I started to teach myself to make 3D models. I've got programs like Blender, Unity. I do have Unreal Engine. I haven't utilized it the best, but those softwares that I'm speaking of, programs that I'm speaking of, are all free programs. And I definitely try to encourage everyone to try it, to watch a YouTube video, learn basic skills when it comes to CAD, when it comes to designing and 3D modeling and animation or any like small skills. Um, I kind of think that the future will benefit you in the way we used to have trades when we were young and you learn HVAC or you learn plumbing.
Right.
These are going to be the tools we need moving forward. uh Sorry.
And if I may, just to pick at your brain, I believe, and you can, kind of feel me on this. It starts early. So the earlier you get with these kids and get them and develop them into the space, or even in, being leaders and learning things, the sooner the better, because they get to
Absolutely.
either, find something, find a purpose, and it's amazing that you're
It's
doing that.
100%. That's 100% correct. And you will be so surprised that
Mhm.
the kids 10 years old, 12 years old can work this technology um better than your parents, better than your grandmother can, and they know, and they catch on so quick. Some of them teach me, and it's
Right.
very surreal, especially, and we're in this era where people are on TikTok and they're creating content, and people don't really see it that way. You're creating, you're cutting, you're editing, and you're creating content, and these kids are doing this at a young age within like Roblox, and um those are a prerequisite to the metaverse, which is coming, right? So
So
yeah,
are you talking about Rollerblocks? The or
Ro,
just
Ro,
Roblox?
Roblox is a
Oh,
video game, but they
yeah,
have but it's a small metaverse in itself. And the kid, and I brought that up because the kids, they love that. They play it all day, and they have Nike there, they have Gucci there. This is like they have these big platforms.
I'm laughing because just a while ago, after I finished my interview, in between sessions, my daughter comes up to me and she shows me her tablet and she's like, "Mom, I want to play this game," and it said Rollerblocks on there. I'm
Roblox.
like, I don't think that's for kids, but she's only 7, so I'm like, okay, is that what these kids are getting into nowadays? Because
It's exactly what they're getting into, and I'll compare Roblox to Decentraland. Those are, I might say Decentraland might be a little bit of an adult Roblox in a sense, but it's very similar. It's this concept, and I see it now as the most primitive state of what the metaverse is going to be. What it's going to be capable of, and how it will function. Um,
right.
I just imagine it being all of those combined, attached, right?
So
So,
I did want to add to your Blender statement because there's a Discord in the community, one of our community members that he performs Blender webinars, Blender classes in within that Discord.
mhm.
So I just wanted to like make it aware. Also, I don't know if anybody would be interested, that there's a Discord for that. And do you believe that there's such thing as being able to gather these community members and people around us to try to establish those classes? I know Andy was asking that he wants to learn Blender. So if he's listening now, there is resources out there, just having
Absolutely.
the right connections. But is there something you have in place or an idea that kind of might give value to the community as far as that?
Yes. I think if anyone would like to learn Blender, the first step is downloading it. Okay, I know that sounds silly, but
Yeah.
download it, get the program, get the latest version, have the space on your computer. Okay, this is how we're thinking. Get it on your computer and open it up. Okay, touch it. I know it sounds so silly, but people will have the stuff, they'll see it, and they are scared to just move around in there because they think of it as a different language. And it's just like, no, learn it in the same way you learned your alphabets. Touch it, play with the blocks, move them around, stretch it. For two, we have great resources in today's age. Google and YouTube are the biggest universities in the world, right? You can learn pretty much anything off of YouTube, and there's a bunch of great like beginner courses on YouTube, basic intro into Blender, um, even some people are not the best with a mouse and computer, like me, myself. I mean, that's why I speak to myself. I think an iPad or a tablet also can suffice when you're trying to learn actually 3D modeling.
Right.
Tinkercad is a big one. This is really where I learned. It comes with free courses, to really super simple tutorials. Um, so I think that those are great places to start, and it's about just getting in there, playing with it, learning it, consistency, being repetitive with it. Um, and then from even there, like I was telling you, I think I was telling you in the backstage, like, I taught myself Tinker, but utilize it. I utilize it. I create 3D prints. I complete SVGs, which are laser cutting files, right? Um, I have a video game. I do have a video game. So I have a video game. It's in the Google Play. It's in the Apple App Store. It is Splazzy Face, just like how it's spelled here, SPLAZZYFACE. It's free to download. It is a beat 'em up side scroll fighting game. And within the game are 10 levels. There is an 11th hidden level once you've beaten the 10th level. There is one-on-one practice right now. And it is in its beginning stage. It was the first idea. I really started about 3 years ago now. It's been when I really started to work on the game and learn this technology, and got with a developer who was going to help me put everything together. Um, but I have 12 playable characters. Each of the 12 playable characters are straight from my comic book. So people won't know yet or now, but once I have my comic book series, which I am working on a comic book series. I don't think I've gotten to that point yet, but
Right.
um, yeah, I wanted people to see these characters, and when they see my comic, they can know exactly what they'll look like, who they'll be, what's their personality. Like this one right here, this is
Oh,
this is Water Drop Wayne. Um,
oh, I love it.
Wayne, this is a 3D print, and this is a 3D print of his character in the video game. So he's 3D,
Right.
he's cool. Um, but Wayne is a big character in my story. Ooh. I got pillows. This is Water Drop Wayne. I got pillows here. I got
Do you have a merch store where you can people can find these items? Yeah.
absolutely. Right now, a majority of everything is sold out that was for the website.
Okay.
Granted, what I do provide are t-shirts, hoodies, um, pillows, pins. Like I know out here, people love fitted caps or just snapback hats. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
pins, I got pins, keychains. And then I'm really looking to you got the app. Appreciate it.
I just downloaded
Hey,
it.
if you get a chance, check it out and leave
Yeah.
a review. Leave an
Right.
honest review. I tell everybody, leave an honest review. I want to be better. Tell
Right.
me how to be better. And
And
that's what it is.
I wanted to add to that. So what are the benefits for you having an app since it's free, since it's accessible for people? What do you get? Like, is it just for fun? Is there monetization behind it for
Well,
you?
well, um, my motive is never for really to just monetize. I'll tell you, and I think my our friend Bear, shout out to Bear, but he probably knows, he's one of the best people that knows this about me also, which is like, yo, right now, which is important, is like my community.
Right.
That's what's important. I want people to have the game. I want you to have it. I want you to play it.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to smile and I want you to kick butt.
Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
I want people to have my NFTs. I want people to like see my characters and say,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's growth," or look, this is Kendall Guy. Oh, that's my favorite character. And I have kids do that now, and that's really what kind of brings me joy at the moment. And because, like I said, I work in Steam, but Splazzy Face is my passion. It's my baby. Created that. Um, so right now it's just about, yeah, getting other people to just enjoy, grow a community, have actual fans and supporters. Um,
Is it kid friendly or is it?
Yeah, it's kid friendly. It's kid friendly. It's rated for E for everyone. It is a fighting, but it's literally just kick and punch.
Yeah.
It's a beat 'em up style. So you kind of start with like, oh, you versus an enemy. Oh, you fight another enemy. Oh, you'll fight an enemy and the boss. Then
Right.
you'll continue. It'll be two enemies,
Right.
three enemies. And it just kind of keeps to progress in that way. And right now I'm working on an update, so I'm steadily writing out an update. Me and the developer are working on some big key things we want are to add. We want to add levels, like playable levels. So we want to add at least 10 playable levels. Um, I have I have thousands of characters. I have thousands of
Right.
Slazzy Face characters. So we want to add at least seven playable characters. Um, and we want to add a multiplayer function. So you would be able to play online, play versus your friends, play versus somebody close or somebody far away, hold tournaments, that's the
Yeah. Yeah.
concept right now. And then eventually I would love to have the game be a play to earn or utilize the NFTs in some sort, which we'll talk about in a minute because I'm working on another project. I'm working on another Splazzy Face project, and I'll explain how that even works a little bit after I'll talk to you about the game and the characters. And the website, guys, I kind of like got past that just a little bit, but the website is splazzyface.com. It will say the official Splazzy Face, so you can find the website there. Right now, it needs to be updated, guys. I sold out of a lot of things. I ran into some obstacles as I was learning my brand, and last year was really like my rollout of my brand in general, like to the public. So, I did my first pop-up shop last year where we did great. Like we did so well that it was like so surreal. And it was like, wow, people really see the vision. We went on to do several pop-ups after that. What we got into was at the old folks home. What do they call it? Yeah, I call
Eiffel
it old.
Tower?
Huh?
The Eiffel Tower or?
No, like a convalescent home, like where there's
Oh, okay.
elderly people there.
Yeah.
We had a relationship with one near where I live, where I was doing like a paint and sip. I don't know if you ever seen a paint and sip where people
Oh,
come and they
yeah.
do little paintings and they have little like snacks and hors d'oeuvres and they drink. I was doing that with the elderly, but they would draw over the Splazzy Face.
Hmm.
I was doing like little therapy sessions with the elderly folk. And it was really going well. I think the biggest hurdle that I've kind of faced was um I got ahead of myself. I was running faster than my legs were going. And we went to go do like a comic book conference, like a Comic-Con. It was like it's Comic-Con, but in Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut, so we have a big one that's called Connecticon. And it's,
Hmm.
people do the cosplay. So I was like, this is where I see my brand. This is where I want to be. I want to be like anime, comic books and video games and all that, jazz. I wanted to be there. I felt that I needed to be there. So I really went in and made the investment to book a table, which wasn't cheap, right? It
Right.
wasn't cheap. It was very expensive. Um, but I felt that it was an investment. So I'm like, we're going, or all in. And then I bought merchandise. I bought a lot of merchandise to sell so we can recoup our stuff. We go out there, we can really show out, recoup our money and really get a huge following and they can understand what we're doing. And it just didn't work out like that. And it was like a hard realization that people weren't there for that. They weren't there to discover me. They were there
Right.
for their very specific niche, specific fan of this certain, comic or have it be, right? So
Right.
it kind of,
So yeah,
yeah, it set me
I
back.
do have yeah, I do have to say it's a little challenging whenever, you kind of go backwards and it kind of like sets you back, but those are all, I believe, learning experiences that if you wouldn't have went to that conference, if you wouldn't have went through those motions, you wouldn't have known, and you would have always like kind of like hit yourself in the butt because, oh, I lost this opportunity, but actually it was a
So,
learning experience. So,
absolutely. And yeah, I try to stay positive too. That's my always, you got to stay as optimistic as possible. So, what I said is like, well, I met tons of great people and these people
right.
follow me. They drew over the logo. They sent me pictures and, they might not have supported me in a monetary way, but they were there. They still support me and they're still there to this day. So that was a great takeaway from it. So, I did have to be optimistic. I just think that the biggest thing was I was blowing through the funds too quick. So what we're doing pop-ups, we're doing well. We're starting to build, climb, and then it was a little shock to the whole culture of a brand. So the whole business really, but
Mhm.
and that's kind of how we're here, right? Because then slightly after that, that was September of last year. Um, shortly after that, I
Right.
started to learn about NFTs.
Mhm.
So I was always into crypto. I've been in crypto for a while. Crazy story. I give you guys the crazy story, right? This is the most entertaining part of this whole webinar here. Um,
Yeah.
I was in college when the movie was called Dope. It was called Dope, the movie. And the whole movie was like these high schoolers, and they were like they had to get Bitcoin so they can get into the dark web or something like that. So when I
Right.
was in college, we thought that was like one of the coolest ideas. Oh, whatever. So we tried to get some. I bought, I bought at the time, Bitcoin was dollars, and Ethereum was cents, cents on the dot. I went with I had like maybe like a little less than $200, and I had over 35 Ethereum, and I can't remember if it was 12 or 15 Bitcoins.
Right.
And I was just learning how to buy it. At that time, was so hard, so inaccessible, just for regular people to even try to attempt to like obtain crypto. Um, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally doing it because I saw that movie. So
Right.
I ended up having it, and I'm a broke college kid, can't eat. I'm like, I
Right.
don't know how to get to recoup the money. I ended up finding an app that would take my take any cryptocurrency and turn it into gift cards. I turned my 13 Bitcoin and my 75 or my 35 Ethereum. I turned it into one Best Buy gift card for like $75, and then the rest I put onto a Dunkin' Donuts gift card.
Coffee, coffee and electronics.
Oh my God.
That's,
So,
that's the best pair, man.
and that
Coffee
was
and
that had to be maybe in 2000 2014 2014 or 13, something like that. It was so young. It was like I didn't know what
yeah,
to do. And I was very yeah, some expensive donuts, you know.
yeah.
But that was really where I kind of, got the heads up to cryptocurrency. Um, and then I kind of started to get back into crypto in 2017. So in 2017, I just kind of was working, and Robinhood was starting to like release some of their crypto on there that you could just buy. You couldn't do anything with it. So I would just buy like every paycheck, every
Yeah,
month, every top of the month and every paycheck, I would put a couple $10, $20 in there, and it
that
kind
was
of
me.
flourished. Yeah, it just that I mean, I still kind of give advice to everyone this day, even people who are not very knowledgeable on cryptocurrency. I say, hey, you buy a coffee every day. Wow, maybe you should put $5 a day into your Cash App and buy Bitcoin with it. I'm just saying, try to occur as much Satoshis as you can. And
Yeah,
that's advice for everyone that from me, from Splazzy Face. Hey, buy $10 of Bitcoin every week. Um, you know, even if it's right through Cash App, if it's something simple, you got to go spend gas and you have extra cash, start to accumulate a little fund of Bitcoin. We have already
right,
proved the value of it. It might go down, but it's here to stay. It's here to stay. Um, I
right,
think investing is very important. So
right.
anyway, so now, I was on, my tangent about the
And
cryptocurrency, and kind of, you know, I did that very passively. Like I, invested very passively into cryptocurrency. Um, but late last year, when this whole NFT kind of craze began, beginning of last year, I started to hear about it, had no idea or understanding of like what it was. Um, and I just kind of ignored it for a little while until I started to see a lot of what I was trying to do, which was make games, make cartoons, and things along those lines. I started to see other collections come out that I was like, oh, that's very cool. I should
right,
be a
right,
part. I should be a part of that one, or that's very cool. My guy Alan, the Crypto Cannibals. The Crypto Cannibals were my first NFT that I actually owned. You know, he kind of I shout out always, praise Alan, shout him out because he's always very genuine. Um, I all started in his Discord. I was one of the OGs, one of the first in there, kind of not knowing what was going on. And I think a lot of us were kind of in that state at the time, like, all right, is this real? Is this
and I want to add to that because I don't know if anybody in here that's listening or you have ever experienced where you know and I one thing I like about Alan, he's got that big following, but if you were to like DM him or try to get in contact with him, it might take him a while because of course he's got a lot to go through, but
yeah,
he answers you.
nah,
He actually genuinely answers to you. So that's a big quality and value for the community is to be able to hear back from him and not just I'm this big person, I'm not gonna get back with you. But
and
I think
to
that's
your point,
amazing that he does
it's
that.
100% true. And to your point, like, yeah, like I said, I had got my first NFT from Alan.
Right,
My first NFT actually, he gave it to me for free. I won it like in one of his giveaways, but like I sold some stuff so I could purchase a custom one. I have a custom crypto cannibal Splazzy. I have a custom Splazzy Face crypto cannibal that came out. It's so cool. Um, so I cherished it, and then I kind of just was like, all right, I see what it is. I can understand what this technology is. You know, a lot of people have a misconception, at least to me, I believe a lot of people have misconception of what NFTs are. You know, and if people believe NFTs are digital art. And yes, it is. It's comprised of that, but it's just such a bigger thing. It's such a bigger technology um that we didn't give credit for. It's no way that this is going to be something that's just a fad, you know.
Right.
So
Just like in real life, when you sell your art painting, you've got that authenticity on the bottom with your signature or whatever. That's
your
transitioned into the
yeah, your
blockchain
signature.
where it's got the little signature. Now, if it's the same, whereas if you have a real painting in front of you and you take a picture of it, that's not authentic because it's just a screenshot, right?
Right,
So a lot of people get that
right.
kind of
And,
misconstrued,
and
but
and it's like, and you know what? It's bigger, yeah, it's bigger than the art. It's the ownership, like you're saying, like it's the ownership of these digital assets. It's anything that is digital, and our whole world is digital now. Our whole world is digital. We can speak to somebody across the world in seconds via a Zoom. You know, and it's like, well, everything will move digital and it'll continue to go. Some things will continue to go in that direction. Most things might, you know, even with the VR technology, you know, those are so young in that sense that we're so early. I'll tell everybody, hey, you got X amount of Bitcoin, celebrate. If you are here, you have these NFTs, you understand this space, celebrate. Celebrate now. Pat yourself on the back, guys, because we're early. Like
right.
even today, we're so super early. At the NFT winter we're having right now is just a shiv. It's we're sorting the sand out right now, you know. Like a lot of the NFT projects we knew were gonna fail. I think a lot of us knew, or if you knew what's happening in the NFT space, you knew, well, this is the play of what the NFTs are. Unless you know what you're doing, the collection is not gonna it's not gonna go far. It's not gonna go farther than the year that it's been out.
Right.
Um, yeah, so I started my own NFTs. They're very simple. They're my characters. So some of them are like the face of the characters. I don't know if you can
Hmm.
see this. See, I got
Oh, that's cute.
the fat heads of my characters' heads, but they're
Uh,
basically like that. They're basically like just like that.
I
Just
like
like
your
this.
your t-shirt too. Yeah,
Like
I
this.
love it.
This is the first
That's
one that
like
I ever made. This is the
that's
first.
like a Earth Day. It's
Yeah,
Earth, right?
right,
Yeah, I
right.
like
So
that.
it's a little Splazzy planet, right? So
Yeah.
that was one of the first ones that I've made. This is the one of the first shirts I made. And it's like literally I've watched it 1,000 times and I just love it because it's still, you know, it's pretty solid. Um,
Is that a direct to transfer or is that
these
vinyl or
are
what?
this is direct to garment printed, yeah.
Yes.
Direct to garment printed, and those are like a bunch of technologies that I'm
Right.
getting at my job now. Like I'm getting direct to
Right.
garment printers. I have tons of 3D printers. Um, I have like I got to order my own 3D printer. So I got this big cool one coming that's like a conveyor belt. It just shoots out prints. Um, you know, I've been printing
So,
little
ooh, yes, I've seen those. I love
movie
those. They're
print.
like 50. Yeah. So,
Um,
a question to you, maybe, are you considering kind of like collabing with someone to use these resources that you have, like to make shirts or 3D art or whatever? Have you ever considered that? If anybody kind of reaches out to you?
yeah, this is probably the biggest plug right here then, because I'm absolutely looking for all of those things. Right now, I'm looking for more people who are well versed in Blender, 3D, animation, anything, graphic design. The biggest thing I'm looking for is a comic book artist. I'm looking
Right.
for a comic book artist who can kind of recreate the style of my characters um in the same light and actually draw like draw it out as a comic.
I have one for you actually.
Yeah,
I don't
send
know
it
if
my
you're
way.
familiar. I don't know if you're familiar with Tickle Rick, but he's already done kind of like a community collab piece where everybody was turned into a comic. His
Tickle
character.
Rick.
He's
All right.
amazing. You should look him
Yeah,
up.
send them my way.
Yes.
I'm definitely
And
looking, and I'll even tell it here on the web, on virtual
so
con. I'm looking to also looking for Web3 developers. I'm looking for people who can create DAOs. I'm looking for people who can create cryptocurrencies, people who are knowledgeable about creating Web3 websites, wallet connections. If anybody is well versed in that, also I'm looking for that. And listen, I have Slazzy Face. It's a trademark brand. Like I have a trademark, it's trademark, it's a LLC, it's a business, official business. I'm looking for like, I'm open for like trade of equity. I'm really open for trade of equity. Looking to like make this brand bigger. I wish I think if we even we wouldn't have the time for me to sit here and tell you about all I have here. Like above my
yeah,
head here is my board, and I don't know if anybody in here has played Grand Theft Auto, but I really got the Grand Theft Auto heist board right here, and it's like, yo, this is the mission up here, and I got a
right.
lot of
So
avenues that
mhm,
it's hard. It's like I'm only me. I have a lot
right.
of avenues to hit, whether it be Web3, video games, or the comic. It's hard to split myself amongst all those things and get merch and so I am definitely looking for help, you know.
So because just to kind of give back to the statement of looking for Lady Boss Leader is creating a alliance team, which is kind of what you just said is trading the equity, so trading skills with each other without any monetization, because there's people out there that really need that kind of service. So if of course if you're interested, we are taking people in, and within those people and within that group of people, we have your artists, your developers, your everything. And it's going to be called, it's still in the works right now. We have about 5 members, but definitely something to think about, because we're in the works of having that kind of like LinkedIn or Indeed of people that can kind of like interchange
Yeah,
equity. And it's going to be called the tool NF tool shed. So
those are the
everybody's tools will come together.
that's
So
I love that. I love that. And I'm definitely on board. I'm definitely on board for that. So and then yeah, anybody in the chat, anybody who watches this, hey, reach out to me. I'm Splazzy Face on Twitter, Instagram, Splazzy Face. I have the Splazzy Face on Facebook. You guys can find me Splazzy underscore Juan underscore. That's my Instagram. You can find me there too. We got a Splazzy Face Discord.
ooh, okay.
If you join the Splazzy Face Discord, just give me a shout and I'll send me your wallet, guys. Hey, send me your wallets too. I forgot. Send me everybody's wallet. I have a bunch of NFTs that I put up. I put them all up one by one, hand, like, put them up by hand. Um, I want people
I'm
to hold them. And I want
I'm
later
sure.
on to create a DAO. I want to have a DAO where
Yeah.
the people who have held my NFTs are going to be, they are going to be my corporation. They're going to be my business. I'm going to give the utility back for the NFTs. It's just that right now I've been working on, teaching the kids 3D modeling, teaching them how to 3D print. Um, but I'm in the background in my spare time, the little time that
Right.
have been having, I've been working on my Splazzy Face, and I'm gearing back up for the summertime. Get some nice clothes, get some shorts. I want to get
Yeah.
Splazzy shorts with the Splazzy Face over the front.
Right.
Another adventure though. Side note, unless you had something, did you?
I just wanted to kind of recap, and we talked about your video game, your comic book, and your merch. If you want to add anything to that, I wanted to kind of get to the why and your purpose, kind of what what made you kind of like drove you to getting into the NFTs. But that's all I have. If you want to add anything else, and then you got
Yeah,
some
so
questions here.
I mean, a lot of that is like a lot of those obstacles and this learning and everything kind of got me here. So it funneled me into this NFT space. Like I was saying, I kind of felt that I was doing it backwards, like I did everything backwards. So I had to do it all over because I had all the characters, I was drawing them. And when I started to understand the NFTs, I'm like, I need to put something out.
Right.
Um, Lo and behold, I have another NFT collection. So this is to your point. It's like, well, what got you here was what got me here was all of those, those hurdles, doing the convention, starting my drawing, wanting everybody to participate and be a part of my brand. The video game, learning the video game. How can I tie all these things together? How can I make
Right.
everything, make sense as a whole? We're a whole brand. We got a bunch of characters. How can I get something to everybody and everybody can participate and be a part? And my biggest part was like, yo, I want people to be a part of my community, be a part of my family. So I started the Discord, and the incentive is, hey, you join my Discord, you become a part of my community, I'm going to give you an NFT. I'm going to teach you how to get an NFT. I'm going to teach you how to
Right.
get a MetaMask and download a MetaMask and get to your OpenSeas and find your wallet and transfer cryptocurrency from here to that wallet from there. You know what I mean? And actually give people this knowledge, help them, be their friend, let's be a family. And that was really my thing. Like I wanted people to see my art, see my work, and love it, and say, "Yo, this is dope." And now you guys are part of my community. Let's draw. Let's make stuff. Let's have fun. You want something? You want 3D print? You want me to send you some models? Let's work together. So that was really like the idea. Um, and then as it started to evolve, as the technology started to kind of get it started to speed up and it started to get rapid. I started to create another collection. So I started to create these different kind of characters. I started to write another story. So right now I'm writing this story, which is the Splazzy Face comic book, and it's pretty cool. If you guys read manga, if anybody's a fan of anime or stuff like that, I'm writing one story with three main characters, and each uh, character is gonna each comic is gonna be shown from the perspective of each character. So these three characters right here are my three main characters. All these three characters are different, but they're from the same thing. And they're all will my overall theme is free will, right? We want free will. When we think about Splazzy Face, you have the free will to create. You have the free will to create whatever is in your imagination, right? And we're gonna try to explore that. So Kendall Guy, see it's Kendall Guy, the green guy, that's my main protagonist. He's the good guy, he's my first hero. In the middle, I don't know if you guys can see that, that's Dr. Splazzy. He's the big bad, he's the bad guy. And then growth is the pink one. And
Yeah.
he is a good guy. He's not so good. He's a bad guy, but he's gonna play a role for both. He's gonna play a role for good. He's gonna play a role for bad, and that's gonna be each perspective on free will. Each perspective on each character's journey is gonna go in a certain fashion. So that's what I'm writing now. It's kind of more difficult to write in that way. Um, it's hard to write. If there's any writers out here, actually, if
Yeah.
there's any writers
Yeah.
here, I'm also looking for, creative writers, people who can kind of try to listen to what I'm saying and capture that vision and let's get it down. I'm not the best technical writer when it comes to that. If it's something on my mind, I have a cool, very crazy imagination. It's not, my best suit. So with
I do a lot of writing as well, but it has to be like very thought out before, I write it, because of course it entails, all the technical matters of, editing and all that. But
right,
yes, definitely. I'll definitely connect, and if you don't mind, we have about 4 questions that the audience, or 5 questions that the audiences are wanting to ask you.
all right, let
Um,
me I can look it through and read them. I'll start from Andy. It
it
says, what's
says,
what's been the hardest tool you had to learn? Patience. Patience is the hardest tool I've had to learn while trying to work a job. I mean, I just started working this job in September, and I've been promoted. I'm the manager now. I've been doing my dues, being patient, running a business, and you have people who work under you, and things are not always going to be in the exact likeliness of your vision.
right.
You got to be patient. It's You got to also, respect people's input in your work. Nobody's going to see exactly what you see. You have to kind of continue to describe it in different ways, and get to the end of that one. What collabs are you thinking of, if any? Um, like so open to any collabs. With the Splazzy Face is so fluid. It's very open. If you got a brand, if you want to draw your brand with a Splazzy Face on it, I'm always open to doing things like that. I also do custom drawings, like custom Splazzy Face characters. I'm right now working on drawing those custom, creating another collection of like own your own Splazzy Face character, where you would own the NFT of your own character. It's never going to be a duplicate of that character. It's going to be yours, and you would be able to
One of
utilize it
one.
in story, or if we use it in a story or we make them into the main plot line, you would receive royalty as the holder of that. Those are just certain things that I think about doing. Definitely open to any collab. I'm on to collab with studios to create. I want to do like Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, have an original anime. Like that would be the goal. Like this is my boy right here, Kendall guy. Oh my god, it's not gonna be good. It's green screen. It's not good. You're not gonna be able to see it.
Oh, I see it. I
It's
see it.
it's very hard to see it, but
Right there, right there, right there.
uh,
Oh, don't move, don't move. Right there.
yeah. So
Oh,
that's Kendall
yes.
drawn as his comic book, like his comic book style. So
So, so just to add on to the collab, I know you said earlier sometimes people would draw your Splazzy Face and then airdrop it to you or whatever. Is that something that um how would they do it? Would they, is that something they airdrop to you if they wanted to collab kind of in that way? And how do you, is it just something you keep and hold and collect, or is it something that you kind of buy into when they collab with you? How does that work?
so I do have one collaboration that I do now, and I definitely want to shout them out before I get on here. And it's my boy. He makes Block Boys. It's unstitched. Um, so right here, he makes Lego Block Boys. I don't know if you can see it. Just
Mm,
resin Block Boys.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you
It
know,
looks like a glow in the dark dude.
yeah, he does. He actually has a light. He has a light that goes through him. So he makes these giant blocks, and we've collabed. We made our, you know, our little Lego collection of little Splazzy Face Legos. So that's like one like collaboration that I really like dealt with. But other than that, I've just been kind of working with myself. So I mean, anybody who wants to collab, I'm open to like however we can work it. With this collaboration, what we did was we made like shirts and we just did them like a pre-order. Whatever we came up with, we kind of just determined how we would split it. And it was like, you know, kind of like that. If you were going to work on it, if he was going to work on it more, then, you know, you just, you know, you just pass it by me of what you want to do with the Splazzy Face or that way. Or if it's up to me, like for him, I created him a bunch of characters and logos and things like that that he can utilize and however he feels. If he wants to create NFTs or create shirts and himself. So, you know, as long as we have an equal exchange, a balance, and it's everything's fair, everybody's comfortable, everybody's happy at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way we should go about it. It says,
So
oh,
what?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to,
So
I'm
what if
still,
somebody wanted? So what if somebody? Because I've seen a lot of these things going in space. If they wanted to kind of like incorporate your art into theirs, and then just gift you that particular NFT. Like, let me make uh, a doodle with your Splazzy face on there. Do you just get that airdrop to you, or how does that?
yeah. You know, I have a bunch of custom NFTs that I kind of collect. When I see an artist that I like, I'm like, oh, I like that style, and I kind of see where they're going with it. I'll reach out and I'll say, hey, can I get a custom? Can I get a custom?
Yeah,
You add this and this to this and add this
yeah.
fuzzy face on there? So I actually have went and bought a few customs. I have maybe six, seven, eight. I maybe have eight custom like NFTs that are really quality NFTs that were made for me. That I go out and buy. People have sent me NFTs or just sent me straight up. Like I have thousands of submitted drawings. I wish I had them
Right.
right here. Like I have the physical drawings, and I also have oh, I do have them right here, literally right here. But I don't know, you're not gonna be able to see them, but it's just a oh no, I keep disappearing. This is a bunch of
Uh,
people will draw, and people will draw something even very simple. It can be like super simple or super complicated, and they'll just draw it and they'll send it in to me. And I think that it's the funniest thing. I got a bunch of them on Magi, a bunch of stickers that I print. I print stickers in the house right here. So I got
mhm.
stickers, pins. These are some, it's a little dirty. It's a little dirty
I,
right there. But
so our time is getting cut already. I told you we were gonna
wow.
go.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna
um,
fly through it. I got tons of other stuff to
three.
talk about, but for now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just answer these two questions at the bottom here.
It was I think it was more.
Oh,
Was it
three.
how
Um,
do you blend? Mhm.
how do you blend digital with the physical? Is it in unity? No. You physical and
Utility,
digital. Physical and digital. Now, if we say physical and digital, we're speaking about augmented reality. Okay. If you want to get, if you want to tap in with augmented reality, I suggest you use a program called Spark AR. Spark, like a spark of flame, but Spark AR, Spark augmented reality. That's from Facebook. It's free. You can make Instagram and Facebook filters right there. You can make pass through. I have filters on Splazzy underscore Juan underscore. I got Splazzy face filters there. So you can put Kendall Guy, Dr. Splazzy on your head. So
and
yes,
I
AR.
think he asked if that was like a utility as well. Can you make it as part of a utility? Um,
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
yeah, so you definitely could. So you can like you can make a filter and then you can like give out an NFT, and then if you scan over your NFT, you would have a filter, you know, something like that. There's tons of utility, and then it's like in the early stage of making NFTs, people think that far yet. It's still so accessible. So definitely, try to add as much utility to everything you do. Like the NFTs I have all of my characters that I have as NFTs, I have them as 3D models. So, eventually I'm looking to maybe airdrop everybody who held that specific character a 3D model NFT that they can use as a skin in VR chat. Just thinking like that, right? If you are going to offer 3D printing of your character, are you going to offer 3D printing of your characters as utility? I could, and that's actually in the same conversation as sending out the 3D models. I also thought of making little like swag packs, right? Little box with a shirt, a pen, maybe a little 3D print in there, or maybe a little laser cut. I got a little laser cut like cards. Just I want to just give back to the supporters who have been, looking out for me.
Right.
If you sold out tomorrow, what would come next? If I sold out of all my stock that I had on hand right now, the first thing I would do would like pay the artist and pay the developer. Pay the
Yeah.
artist, pay the developer. We'd have the comic book, by the end of the year, and in full color, because that's what I'm aiming for. I mean, it would already be out if it wasn't for that aspect, because
Right.
once I have a solid copy of a colored comic, I'm going to scan it in and I'll create solid gold copies of each as NFTs. There'll be digital copies of my comic book. They'll go from gold, silver, bronze to regular colored comic books, and then the first people who obtain them will get that limited edition one. That's a plan for me later on, but definitely pay the artist would be my first, to get the comic book out. Pay the developer would be the second, and then the third would be I'll buy some more Oculuses. A side note is that I'm creating a business where I'm giving VR experiences. It's deemed the VR bar, right? So the VR bar, I will have a few Oculus and I'll come to your establishment and I give you guys rent it out for a lot amount of time, and you guys can utilize, the Oculus, play games, sculpt, 3D model, meetings, things like that. So that's what I'm coming up with in the future. So thank you guys for having me. Hey, I appreciate everybody who was in here, talking, pushing me, saying good, nice things. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for having me. Hey, boss leader, you are awesome. I'm so sorry about giving you the runaround for so long. I was really going crazy, but you are awesome. Great host, and happy virtual
I
con,
think you did
everybody.
well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. All
I
right.
think I think a lot of times just like showing up and winging it and just being authentic, that's
I
just the
think that worked
perfect.
for us. Right.
Yes, it worked.
I think that
So
worked
I
for us.
do want to thank you for being here and for speaking to this big community. Hopefully everybody can notice what I noticed. You're a humble guy, have a lot of visionary thoughts and great things to come. So I really appreciate you. Thank you
Appreciate
for
that.
coming and for having me as well. So
Oh, thank
very
you.
honored. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job, everybody. This is
Yes.
an awesome event. All right.
All right. Bye,
Peace.
guys.
Have a
Bye,
good evening.
Splazzy.
Bye.
Bye.